Hello beautiful people from the internet, it is Connie over here, and today I am coming at you directly from my childhood room where I've set up a little table of things that we're going to be talking about, and I'm just going to be doing an update on that video I made, a year ago, of how to get rid of the smell of the cigarettes, because I feel like I've come up with a bit more options on how you could do this and how you can get rid of the smell in places and also in yourself. So I'm going to be lighting a little Marlboro Gold first of all, and then I'm gonna be just chatting about it. So let's go. Okay, so I feel like the most important and probably the most useful tip is if you are smoking indoors, first of all, open your window. If you have a window, which you probably do, open it, leave it open while you are smoking and like an hour after you've smoked, if that's something that's possible for you. If not, just leave the window open as long as you can. You know, I feel like let's get the biggest tip out of the way because it's the easiest. But then two things that I always do when I'm smoking inside and that make the biggest difference ever are candles and incense. And I'm gonna be lighting both of them right now. So first of all, I have a candle here. Let's see if it lights. So just light a candle, leave it somewhere, and then I have my favorite incense over here, which is a lavender incense. So let's light this up as well. I feel like incense and candles are one of the easiest and most efficient ways to not have the place where you are smoking smell like cigarettes, you know? If you are smoking inside a room, that's basically it, you know, just have some incense running and some candles. The candle is honestly more like for the vibes, unless it is like a citronella candle, because those ones have like a really powerful way of combating the cigarette smell. But especially incense is probably one of my best tips because it just overpowers the smell of the cigarettes so much. So it's always that every time I'm smoking, especially here inside, I have my window open, and as soon as I light a cigarette, I light the incense as well. But you could not want to get rid of the smell of the cigarettes in a place. Maybe you yourself don't want to smell like cigarettes. And for that, I have so many tips. So let's start with them. So my first tip is, if it is possible, for example, if you are at home or if you carry a little toothbrush and toothpaste with you, brush your teeth right after you smoke a cigarette, or have some like those little travel size mouthwashes so that you can like rinse your mouth right after you smoke a cigarette, because that really is a very strong way to get rid of the smell right away, you know. But then there are some more problems that are not as easy as just your breath. For girls or boys with long hair, the smell gets stuck to our hair, as we know, and to our clothes. So this is where my tips come, all right? First of all, I always have a little hand sanitizer that I put all over my hands if I cannot wash my hands, if I'm in the streets, you know, and there's not like a place where I could wash my hands. Hand sanitizer, because it has alcohol, it's a very strong way to combat the smell of the cigarettes. So it's always something like very small that I just carry in my bag, rub it in my hands, and my hands are usually like perfect from there on. They don't smell like cigarettes anymore. Maybe you can do 2 coats, like past 2 times, you know, your hands are good to go. For your breath, gum. This is not the best gum for this because this is like strawberry and lime gum. The best gum is the mint menthol flavors because they are very strong and your breath just smells like really fresh after you pop one of those gums like in your mouth, you know. So gum, and like brushing your teeth, if you can't brush your teeth, pop a gum. It's probably the closest way of having like a fresh breath instead of brushing your teeth. Then something I really like doing for my hair, and like if you are a girl or a boy with long hair, something I do, let me put my cigarette here for a little bit. Something I do is I have a perfume, and then I take my brush, and what I do is I spray perfume on the brush like this, like a few times, whatever, and then I brush my hair with this. And the perfume has such a strong scent, usually, if they are like a normal perfume that you can find anywhere, even at the grocery stores. I think this perfume is from a grocery store. It's from the Body Shop, actually, but that is at the mall, you know. If you brush your hair with this, the whole smell of the perfume is going to overpower the smell of the cigarette so much, and plus your hair is just gonna smell really good like perfume. But this is something that you have to be careful with, because perfumes usually have alcohol in their base, like composition, you know. So if you do this and you put a lot of perfume in your hair, you could end up damaging your hair because the alcohol is very drying. So your hair could feel a little bit dry. So you could add a little bit of oil at the ends once you get home, or you can just wash your hair, put some conditioner, stuff like that. But for a quick fix, having some perfume in your brush is probably one of the easiest ways to have your hair like just smelling all good again. Now, another trick with perfume that I really like doing is having Vaseline. You just pick up a bit of Vaseline and you put it in your wrists and in your like neck, stuff like that, like points where you usually apply your perfume, and you just apply it. And you just apply it like this without rubbing, because if you rub the perfume, you're just like wasting it. So don't rub it, just apply it like that and leave it. And because the Vaseline has such a strong way to make the perfume stay in your body, you're really gonna smell like the perfume and not the cigarettes. So that is a really nice tip that I always use, especially if I'm smoking inside my car, when the window's up and everything is like the smoke is enclosed there. I just use the Vaseline trick because the perfume really sticks to your body, and the smell of the cigarettes is not as strong as the smell of the perfume, so it will not be as noticeable, you know? I have to take a break just because I talk so much sometimes that I forget to appreciate my little cigarette, so let's take a break for that. Also today I have set up my little, what is this called? Sunset lamp. If you can see, there's a little like, how can I show you? Like a little sunset, like rainbow light behind me. It took me a while to set this up. I had to ask for help for my dad because he was like, oh, make it more like this and put the light like this. So this is the final product. It took like half an hour. I really enjoy it. But anyway, continuing on. Another really good tip that I have, if you do not have access to candles, incense, or stuff like that, is just going to your local grocery shop and just having one of these like room scents kind of perfumes, but for room. This is not like to put in yourself, but in your room. And you just spray your room with a little bit of this like around, and you just do some movements where like it spreads around the room, and your whole room is gonna smell like the mist instead of the cigarettes, because the smell of the cigarette can be quite strong, but it's still not stronger than the smell of these mists or of incense or of perfume. So any like harsh chemical thing, we all know this is like very chemical, right? Any harsh like chemicals with very big scents that you put in your room will make the room smell like that instead of the cigarettes. So that is another really good thing that I like. And then I have one last tip that I use not that often. Wait, how am I gonna smoke the last hit of this? Oh my god, I'm gonna burn myself. The other thing is having some wipes, like baby wipes, whatever wipes, and you just take a wipe. If you still feel like you smell like cigarettes, right? You take one of these bad boys, and what I usually do is like, I do this on my body and on my hands, or in places like near my neck. Sometimes it really sticks because of the clothes and the hair. Sometimes it really sticks to my neck around here. And I just do this on my whole body, and you will be smelling like a baby, all right? You will be smelling so good after you do this whole ritual because of the amount of things you are putting in yourself. So yeah, you will be smelling like everything, but just not cigarettes. And like be aware that the part of your fingers where you hold the cigarette is the part of your body that is going to smell the most like cigarettes, because you are holding like constantly the cigarette there. So really like pass the wipe through the two fingers that you use to hold your cigarettes, however you hold it. If you hold it like this, just do this, you know, do one of these, and then you will be smelling so fresh, almost straight out of the shower, but without a shower, which you should take a shower if you really like. Of course, the best way I could tell you, like, go brush your teeth, go brush your hands, take a shower, and you will not smell like cigarettes. But of course, that's not always an option, you know. So these are like the little tricks that I use when I don't want to smell like cigarettes. If I'm meeting someone after that doesn't like the smell of the cigarettes, or if I'm smoking in a room that I don't want to be smelling like cigarettes, just air it as best as you can, and then just perfume it. Incense is the best way to like overpower the smell of the cigarettes. Also, it's a really pleasant smell. And something that I like doing with my incense is picking it up instead of just leaving in its little stand, and like spreading incense all across my room. And it smells really nice, and it's also kind of a therapeutic experience because you're just like playing with the smoke and seeing the smoke like flow. It's really interesting. I like doing it a lot. And yeah, those are all my tips. Now I'm gonna pop a gum. Cheers. These are the gums that I have. I bought them at the grocery store. They're almost over. But yeah, if you're gonna use gum, the best flavor is the menthol, mint, spearmint, whatever it's called, because it's just really strong and you're gonna smell like you just brush your teeth without brushing them. But yeah, also I'm gonna invest on a little travel toothbrush so I can take with me in case I can brush my teeth after smoking. I don't know where I could do that. Like if I'm outside, where am I gonna brush my teeth? Only if I go to a restaurant and go to the bathroom, but that's a whole hassle. Like we don't wanna be doing that. So these are the easiest tips that I found on how to get rid of the smell of the cigarettes. And I hope you enjoy it, all right? And yeah, I'm gonna clean up this whole mess and I'll be back very soon. Bye!